Introduce this young woman who is here on stage. Each year, and many of you know, I select one young woman to address the conference, one high school young woman. And every year, I think very seriously, because there are lots of you I could choose. It's not an easy decision. Last year, Meg spoke to me at senior conference and told me what she wanted to do. And she said, would you consider letting me present the end of my work to the conference? A year has passed, and about 2 hours ago, I saw Meg's presentation for the first time. Let me read you her bio. She has been a Girl Scout since she joined, Meg has been a Girl Scout since she joined as a Daisy in 2002. She has received her bronze and silver awards and has served as Troop Patrol Delegate and Troop Co-President for multiple years. Early in 2014, Meg was selected to be a national delegate and traveled to the Girl Scout National Convention in Salt Lake City, Utah, this past October to represent Girl Scouts of Connecticut. Most recently, Meg was appointed to Girl Scouts of Connecticut's Board of Directors Older Girls Task Group by Mary Barnaby, CEO of Girl Scouts of Connecticut. In June, Meg will be bridging to a Girl Scout adult along with graduating from high school before going on to study creative writing at Fairfield University in the fall. Meg has worked very hard to prepare the Yes You Can movement for you tonight. Let us warmly welcome Meg.
My name is Meg Moore. I'm an ambassador from Middlebury, Connecticut. I'm in the process of earning my Girl Scout Gold Award. As part of my project, I have the honor of talking to you today. I want to start by sharing a famous quote by the great poet, Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled and that has made all the difference. I'm going to come back and explain why I'm sharing this at the end, but I want you all to keep this in mind throughout our time together. I'd like to show you an overview of my life to help me illustrate the point of this presentation. Let's take a look.
On the occasion of Mother's Day weekend, we present a story reminding us that being a parent is often not easy. It is hard work, yet rewarding work, to see your child blossom, for them to reciprocate your love, for you to take pride in all they accomplish. A mother from Middlebury has experienced all that and more, in this case, more than perhaps ever imagined.
Ann Moore's eyes were red, raw, and all but cried out in mid-February 1997. For 3 long days, she had feared the worst.
When she was born, she was given last rites and wasn't expected to live. It's just something you never expect. A normal pregnancy, and then it just blows you away.
Meg Moore made it home from the hospital, but born with cerebral palsy, uncertainty remained.
And at the time, my husband was going through chemo, so he was dying of cancer, so it was kind of a double whammy.
Meg and her 2 big brothers, Brian and Sean, would lose their father, Terry, in January of 1999. Meg not yet 2 years old. What would Ann do now? What would life be like for little Meg? One inspiring week after another, a daughter would provide her mother with the answers.
The prognosis was she would never walk, and here she is, running.
My mom has supported me through everything, including track and cross country. Without her support, I would never be where I am today.
That's really awkward. Yeah, I would think.
Family and close friends communicate with Meg clearly. She speaks to the rest of the world through a voice box. Her words as articulate as any high school sophomore you'll meet.
Practice is fun because we can see each other gradually improve and work towards a goal. Of course, we like to have fun and crack the occasional joke. The meets are really exciting, and it takes team spirit and teamwork to succeed, and Pomerov definitely has that.
The whole team gets around her, it's all one big family as it seems, so it's good, it's heartwarming.
Double. That's double high five.
Soccer was the sport Meg started with. but running is the sport she has hit her stride with. Following in her brother's footsteps, she's run both cross-country and winter and spring track. A mainstream student at Pop Rock High School, Meg has become a mainstay with her Panther teammates. They provide balance and support. She reminds us that life calls for balance and perspective.
A lot of what I see throughout her life is the mind over matter, the power of the mind over the body. Like, she pushes herself, and she just wants to try everything. And she has this tremendous faith and trust that people are going to help her to achieve her goals. You know, and she's got the drive to do it.
Like any runner, I'm always challenging myself to improve my time and distance. My coaches inspire me every day, and when they cheer me on, I'm convinced I go faster.
When I'm holding the side of her walker and we're coming through and I hear that cowbell going, like, it just gives you the chills.
One of her first meets, nobody really cheered. They didn't really realize she was part of the event. She took a very mature approach, and she was like, "Don't worry, Mom, they don't know me yet." You know, and gradually people got to know her, and now at the high school level, they look for her. You ready for this next one?
Best of all for Meg Moore is the truth that she is yet to become her best self. She plans an adult life as a writer and a runner, just as her inspired brother Sean plans a career in physical therapy.
I want to see her walk one day. Like, that's really the main goal, and I want to help other people just like her get to that point of being able to walk on their own without assistive equipment. That's what I really look forward to.
I'm not exactly sure what God's plan for my future is yet, but I would like to continue to run track and cross country throughout high school and college, and beyond, do some more 5Ks. And what athlete doesn't hope to get into the Olympics?
An honor roll student at Pop Rock, Meg has drafted a book about the early years of her life. Well, back in middle school, she wrote a play that was performed in front of an audience.
So how do you go from lying in a hospital with machines breathing for you, with no predicted chance of survival, to being able to sprint across the finish of the track, to being able to lead a successful life? It's a question that I often ponder myself. My family raised me to believe that I'm no different from anyone else, and that I could achieve any dream of my wildest imagination. Honestly, I thought that this was what every disabled and non-disabled kid was taught. Growing up, I never realized that there are 7 million disabled adults who report being severely depressed, and, most astonishing of all, that of the 20,928,000 college students in the United States, only 2,266 are disabled. That means that 0.1% of college students are disabled. This slide honestly breaks my heart. These statistics should not exist, nor do they have to. I believe that every person on earth has the capability of achieving their dreams regardless of obstacles that may seem present. How can I believe this if I don't know your specific situation, you ask? Well, let me explain it to you this way. My father got up every day, went to work, and cared for his family even though he was dying of cancer. He knew that there was a chance that he would have to be rushed to the hospital at any time, and he knew that most cancer victims usually crawl into bed and watch life pass by, but he refused to give up to allow the disease to prevent him from enjoying the short time he had left. Now, my mother, hey Mom, stand up for a second. This woman will not give up. Stop for a little while. Instead, she kept going. She kept guiding us and encouraging us to chase our dreams, reminding us of our dad's perseverance and of how we can achieve anything that we set our minds to. So I may not know your situation, but I know that yes, you can achieve your dreams. Yes, you can be the best. Yes, you can do the impossible. Yes, we can change these heartbreaking statistics. When I found out that disabled people are statistically proven to show significantly lower involvement in these areas, I wondered why, and I seriously considered showing you more statistical research to provide an answer. However, I thought that you might get bored if I went through another slide of statistics, and you might do something crazy, like stand up and throw some Girl Scout cookies at you. And to change it up because I have always tried to meet my troops' target for cookie sales, but I never want to be the target. So instead, I would like to share some of the most ridiculous questions and comments that people come to me with when I am out with my family and friends. I swear that all of these have actually been said. People say to me all the time, obviously you can't go to college. Maybe online, but not in actual school. And I don't know why you even bothered applying. You will never get in. Somebody actually told me not to even bother trying to earn my gold award. I think I'm doing a pretty good job proving her wrong. What do you think? And now for the good stuff. When I was little, some lady asked my mom if I would bite her if she came near me. No, ma'am, I don't chew on people. I do the movement, not the yes you cannibal movement. Quite frequently, when I'm out in public with my family and friends, somebody always comes over to us to say how nice it is that they let me out. For those of you wondering where these people think that I get let out of, I'd like to welcome you to the club. Sometimes I'll be out of town and I have people who tell me that they have a friend with a disability. Before they even mention a name, they ask if I know that person and look shocked when they realize that I don't know every disabled person on earth. I also have people approach me who either scream in my face or start to make nasty remarks about me right in front of me because they assume that I cannot hear. The look on their faces when they realize that I am listening to every word they say at normal volume is absolutely priceless. And last but not least, somebody showed me a poster of an orange, that it was an orange, and that an orange was a fruit, and with a completely straight face, she asked me if I knew what color oranges are. This may be an acceptable question for a kindergartner, but the thing is, I was 16 at the time. So you are probably wondering how all of these random questions and comments answer my inquiry about why disabled people are statistically proven to show lower participation in the areas I showed you. See, each of these comments are the byproduct of a stereotype or perception that people have towards disabled individuals. I am fortunate enough to have a family that has taught me to take all the crazy things that people say to me and look at them from a comedic standpoint and not to let them prevent me from following my dreams. I wish I could say that this is the case for everybody, both abled and disabled, but most people take comments like these and use them as reason to give up. Why? Because they feel like they don't have the support they need to reach their dreams, because they lose confidence in themselves. So I want you to think about a few things. What would have happened to society, to the world, if Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had listened to the millions of critics who told him not to speak his mind that day in Washington, D.C.? And what if Stephen Hawking had not persevered through his ALS disability? Where would our understanding of space be? By the way, Stephen still hopes to travel to space. He definitely has the yes you can mindset. And what if our founder, Ms. Juliette Gordon Low, had not pursued her dream of creating Girl Scouts? Can you imagine the opportunities, the advancements, the adventures, and the fun that girls all over the world would have missed out on? What is going to happen to the world if you don't follow your dream? The person who discovers the cure for cancer or finds a way to end world hunger may be in this auditorium, but if they don't have the courage to try, we may never know. Here's what Girl Scout members and alumni say about this.
Okay, well, I know my first step was just like getting into community college. And so I'm a junior, so that's really my priority right now. So I feel like my motivation is having steps. So my first step, get good grades, and next one, my second step, get into college I want. And my third step's after the degree I want. The other thing is just keep the list of steps. specific like steps to the goals I want to achieve. Like it seems discouraging because it's I'm no pressure. I was going to say that. I don't really that's next, but you know, it's been great. You guys have a lot of good stuff. I'm Vicky. I graduated in 2005. I was living for England right now. But I think my next things are practical. People to go over my mom and then go over her kids, like two generations of family. And I also have a dream where my sisters and I are going to form a graduate band.
So I am going to go back to that quote by Mr. Frost. At the beginning of my life, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road less traveled. I chose to pursue my dream of changing the world, and I am well on my way to achieving it, and that has made all the difference for me. My question to you is, two roads diverge at a wood. Which road will you choose? I'd like to thank Mrs. Pearson, Ms. Pansa, Megan Camber, and all of the staff who made this possible. Also my family and friends, Jackie Sullivan, Tracy Knopfler, Mrs. Roth, my interviewees, and all of you. You can follow the movement at facebook.com/yesyoucan101. And if you could take my post survey, that'd be great. Thank you.
It's hard to talk after hearing Meg, isn't it? Meg did this project in her high school, and I know she's already affected a lot of lives, and I know she's affected all of ours. Let us thank her again. Meg is someone you need to get to know. And I'm sure you're going to find a way to connect with Meg this weekend, right? And I'm inviting Meg back next year. You know, as I invite all of you who are graduating seniors this year, and we'll talk more about that. We want graduating seniors who go off to college. We want you to come back so you can give back to this conference. So you're coming back, Meg. Okay?